Welcome back, Swell Academy. Spring break is over, so let's spring back into some knowledge. Today we're going to be breaking down similarity, where we focus on shape rather than size, and this idea that two things can be similar if they have the same shape, yet they do not have the same size. If you look at these two triangles we'll be working with, the idea here is that I literally created this one on the left, this bigger triangle, on this device and then copied, pasted it, and then just shrunk it. So we know it has the same shape. So by definition, we could say they're similar. Some other things that would reveal similarity would be equal angle measures in corresponding angles. Maybe this is 80, maybe R and V, 40 and 40, and then maybe these two here, 60 and 60. So the idea here is if we have triangles that are similar, they're going to need, and their corresponding angles are going to need to be congruent. Now, the triangles may not be congruent, but the angles would be congruent. Now, something that won't be congruent yet has to have a relationship is this idea of, let's say this triangle is 4, 8, and 10. And let's say we're going to say this triangle is literally half the size. And let's say ES corresponds to CS. And we'll say CS is similarly just half of ES, so it is 2. Well, what we could conclude from there is that since this triangle is similar in shape, and one side is half the size of the other, we could conclude that these two triangles, if they're similar, will be proportionate. Meaning if ES is proportional to CS, then we could say, for instance, ER will be proportionate to CV. That 4 over 2 should be equal to whatever this is, x, over ER8. Meaning that if this were going to be proportional, can you guess, this angle here would have to be 4 or half. And this is the idea that angles congruent, sides proportionate. So that's some things that we'll derive as we look at this when we're talking about similarity, like a similarity statement. Now, I could pick any combination of letters. Let's just use RSE. And I want to talk about triangle RSE. And I'm going to just use a squiggly to say that's similar. I'm not going to use equal because they are not equal. They're not equal in shape. But they are similar in size, so we use the squiggly. Now, I have to kind of track these arcs that I'm dealing with. If R has three arcs, then I need to find the angle which also has 3 arcs, in this case, V. And you could do, continue on. S is 2, A is 2, and E is 1, C is 1. And this is how you have to set up a proper and correct similarity statement. If I were to say, just let's say VAC triangle, if I were to say incorrectly, triangle RSE is similar to AVC, this would be incorrect because what I'm saying is I'm saying that angle R, by putting R and A first, I'm saying angle R is similar to angle A. But if angle R is 40 degrees, as we said previously, and this is 60, maybe, triangle's not drawn to scale here, but they're not similar because they are not of the same shape. So no, we couldn't say this, and this would essentially be incorrect. So this is kind of how we build our statements. Now you could do it with angles, and you could do it with sides. So same thing here. Let's just pick up a different combination of letters. Let's go this time E, put R in the middle, this time S, and let's use similarity. Remember, we're not using the congruent symbol here. And let's just track from E to R, is a triple slash. E to R is a triple slash. So my first two letters in my similarity statement, I also want to be the triple letters here. So we'll say, in this case, we'll say C to V. They have a match there. And then if it's R to S, and R to S is the double, if that's how that's going to be set up, then I need my VA to also be a double here and here. So I'm using the triple and the double in both of these cases, and this is how I could properly set up my similarity statement. The order of the letters, is, here's a good word, vital. It is vital. What could happen is, now that we know triangles to be similar, you could essentially have missing angles or missing sides. So we could work both on this screen right here. Let's just say this is, we'll use the same 80, 60, and we're looking for angle V all of a sudden. Well, I know angle R, let's use a different color here. Angle R is similar to angle V. I know angle R is equal to 80 plus 60, take that away from 180, right, is 40. And since angle R is similar to V, I could say angle V is 40. So that's one little backdoor way of finding a value. Let me use yellow here. Value for a missing angle. So we'll say this is 40. Find the similar angle. You could solve for it here and use it to list an angle in the similar triangle, because we know angles are congruent. Now, same goes for sides. Let's just say, like we'll work with halves. So we'll use simple numbers here. We'll just say that this was 4, I believe. Maybe this was 8. And they give me, this is half, and they ask for what x is. Well, the way you're going to do this is you're going to set up a proportion. So we know EV, and there's many ways to do this. So let's just look at one. We know EV over CV, 8 to 4, is proportionate to ES, just follow along, and CS. So if we fill in that proportion, 8 over 4 is equal to 4 over x. We can cross multiply. 8x is equal to 4 times 4, 16. Divide by 8. X is equal to 2. And that would be a match, and this would reveal to me my missing side that I have here. Now, we have this, let's say this other side here was 10. And we want to solve for this letter here, y. We want to solve for another angle. Now, I could set it up. So I did from ER to CV. I did it from triangle to triangle. You don't necessarily have to do that. I can set up my proportion to be from the same triangle. So let's say, what does that mean? ER over RS. So basically, I'm using a proportion where the two sides of the triangle are on the left equal to two sides of triangle. I could pick any two. We'll just use C. Oh, I have to have a match here. So we're going to use 8 and 10. So we want to use 4. So we'll say CV. I'm using this here because that's a match with ER, and VS. Now, the difference is here, I used basically, let's call this triangle 1. I use the two sides from triangle 1 on the top, and then I use the two sides from triangle 2 on the bottom. Notice here, I was able to set up a proportion using triangle 1 sides on the left and triangle 2 sides on the right here. Just things are proportionate, so be careful if you see other proportions getting set up. And then we could just simply say, well, ER is 8 over 10, which is going to be equal 4 over y. Cross multiply again, 8y is equal to 40, and then we know y is equal to 5. And that makes sense because each of these sides on the right here are half. So 10 goes to 5, 8 goes to 4. And so this is a way to solve for missing sides. Missing sides. This is a key piece here. And I just tried to show you just a couple ways of setting up. And the last thing you may be set up with, let's just look at, maybe they give you two shapes and they're saying this is 5. They'll say this is, let's call this 15. And then we'll say this is 8. And we'll say this is, let's say longer, 30. The key here is, are these similar? Are these similar? Do they have the same shape? Not necessarily the same size. Like we could have even made this one smaller here. But all you have to do is, well, if this side corresponds to this side here, let me just set that up. 5 is 5 to 15. I'm setting up a proportion. Is 5 to 15 here to here equal to whatever 8 to 30 is, like as a multiplier. Did it multiply or divide the same way? And one way to find that is just simply cross multiply both ways. 8 times 15, that's 80 plus 40, 120. Is that equal to 150? And it is not. So since it's not equal, this is a key piece here. Since the proportion does not set up equal, then this is not similar. And that's something you can really use. Use the size, set up a proportion, multiply diagonally. 5 times 30, that's where you get the 150, and the 8 times 15, that's where you get the 120. Since they're not equal, they're not similar. Even though all of these angles are right angles, and it is a rectangle, so it's the same type of shape, yet not a similar shape. Similar in size, but not the exact size. So here's a case where setting up a proportion could reveal that two shapes are not similar. A lot to take in, good. You take a look at it, something great to come back to when you're practicing, but obviously this is something that plants a seed that can only grow through practice. So go out there and seek failure and you will experience some success. The more you fail, the more you succeed. Thanks for stopping by.